Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about Fate Winx Club. What the hell was that? I'm sorry, but what the hell was I watching? 6 episodes of a live action remake of Winx Club, and I'm just like, God, you guys butchered this show so much. How do you make a fairy show boring? And then I remember the creators and them talking about, oh, they was inspired by Vampire Diaries and Riverdale. Please, no, don't use those as your basics because this show is boring, especially for a show about fairies. I mean, damn, y'all made it dark and gritty for no reason. Hell, Harry Potter was better than this shit. What were you guys thinking when you wrote this garbage, to be honest? I just don't even understand. Basically, it starts where Bloom is entering the school from Ifia, and Stella's supposed to be introducing her. She's probably she's probably like 2 years older than her in classes or whatever and stuff like that. She's the princess of Solaria. Solaria is the magical kingdom that rules over the other realms and stuff like that. It's the most powerful kingdom in the other worlds and stuff like that. They call Earth the other world too, but in the magical world, Solaris is the most powerfulest one. They basically tried to say that Bloom is a late bloomed fairy, basically, and the school done became like this intersexual thing. So it's also mixed with the specialists as well. So usually with the Wings Club or whatever and stuff like that, the colleges and stuff like that basically have where the guys usually go to the specialist academy to learn, because most of the men in the magical world don't have magical powers like that, so they'll go to a college for them. Then you have the fairies who go to a school for fairies, and then you have the witches who also go to school for witches. They said, screw all of that, we're going to blend them all together and stuff like that. So it's basically the specialists and the witches and all that kind of stuff. But they don't even mention witches because apparently they killed the witches a long time ago. But that is just a whole lot of bull crap on bull crap. But basically, it's just kind of like, oh, here's this like college adult version of Bloom. And to be honest, it, Bloom is a terrible character in this show. I don't know what to tell y'all, but let's be honest, almost all of them are terrible. Um, let's basically start off with the issues I already got. Stella, she's a straight up bitch. I just don't even know what to tell you. Straight up bitch. If you've seen the original Stella and you look at the Stella from Fates, you're like, who is this? And it's just like, why? I mean, of course, we find out later why, but still, it was just like, why did you butcher these characters to make what? To make some soapy teen bull crap? But like, guess what? The people that grew up watching it don't want to see their characters be butchered. I don't understand what you shows are understanding when you do these live action remakes, where you decided you need to change these characters' personality, their fundamental core, to what? Get who? Who is supposed to be watching this? This show shouldn't even have been even nowhere close to using the Winx at all. They don't even call themselves the Winx. The only reason why the name Winx is in there because all of the girls are in a suite called the Winx. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Let's see what else is the issues that I'm just gonna list off problems that I had. Most of the fairies lost their ability to transform and have wings. That's why there's no fairy power. See, that's how they can get away with, oh, the wings and stuff like that, because back in the day, fairies used to can be able to, you know, transform and have wings or whatever. Tinkerbell is apparently a real fairy in this universe, and she's an air fairy, is what they call her. Um, let's see, they reference Harry Potter a lot, so you'll be picking up a lot of Harry Potter references. So it's just like, okay, cool, I guess. Um, Terra, boy, Terra. Oh boy, Terra is an issue for me, really, to be honest, because they didn't even whitewash Flora. They literally replaced Flora for a white girl because apparently Tara is the cousin of Flora. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Oh, and there's no Techna. There's no fairy of technology apparently because you don't need technology, but it seemed like you might as well have needed technology because that bull crap that y'all was using to protect the school and they use technology and all that kind of stuff is pretty crazy to be honest. So I don't know. It was weird. It was weird to be honest. But Tara, she got issues. She talked too much. To be honest, she's a little annoying. Her being fat is a problem. They literally slap you over the head with how she feels self conscious about being fat and stuff like that. And it's just like, well, if you guys didn't hire a fat person, we wouldn't have these issues because the characters in the Winx Club isn't fat. So all of that body positive, different shape sizes nonsense, ain't nobody trying to hear all that. That's not what the characters were. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to be these beautiful model type women as fairies. Like it or not. You can get mad all you want to, but that's just the truth. She literally has issues with being fat, to be honest. Apparently Stella and Sky had a relationship. Yeah, no, not Stella, not Bloom and Sky. It's Stella and Sky all of a sudden. It's just like, what the heck? And none of the girls date any of the specialists at all. So there is no connection at all to anything. So we're just doing whatever with these characters. None of the hardly. I think the only other specialist besides Sky is Riven, and Riven is just your average jerk who likes to drink and smoke and screw around and whatever. And then they introduced this new character, Danny. He was supposed to be this cool character for Tara, but then he got with Riven and changed up on her and stuff like that, and looked like he might be bisexual or gay or whatever for Riven, and who knows? It was just weird. It didn't really go anywhere. It was just stupid to even introduce that nonsense. It was just kind of like something for Tara to be like, oh, it's because I'm fat and ugly or whatever and stuff like that. It's just like, oh, here we go with this nonsense. Musa don't really like listening to her or whatever, so she put headphones on her music or whatever. Then we come find out she's not even a fairy of music. She's an empath. She's a mind fairy is what they call her in this one, basically. So she can feel everybody's emotions and stuff like that, and it really aggravates her. So she puts on headphones to tune out people's emotions, and Tara has so much that it drives her crazy and stuff like that. She starts secretly dating Tara's brother Sam or whatever. So do with that was what you want with that one. Bloom is such a terrible character, to be honest. She has issues with her mom. They was like, oh, you're being, stop being, stuck in the house or whatever. She gets mad at her mom, attacks her, call her, not like physically attacks her, but verbally attacks her. Her mom takes the door off. She's upset that she accidentally set the house on fire without even knowing it was her. It was just crazy. It was just crazy. Apparently the burn ones are the main villains of the series because they want to get Bloom apparently. And the head mistress, Fauna, she decides to Downling Flonda decides to, bring her to Althea to teach her how to control her powers. Basically, I'm sorry, this show is just not. You can watch it if you just pretend like it has nothing to do with the Winx Club at all. Like if you're a person who probably haven't seen Winx Club, this might be it for you. But as somebody who's seen Winx Club, who seen all of the stuff, you're just like, what is this? And it's like, oh man, here we go with this nonsense. And then think about it, they're talking about doing a live action remake of Powerpuff Girls. I mean, they might not even do much with that one. They barely did anything with magic in this show, and this show is supposed to be about fairy powers or whatever. So I don't know. Bloom has rage issues and anger issues for really no reason, to be honest. I mean, it seems like she has a good life or whatever. She's just being a typical bitch for no damn reason and saying that nobody understands me, blase, blase, but don't open up to nobody. And I was like, okay, bitch, make up your mind. Who is this? These personalities are just not there. And to be honest, mostly everybody's depressing. Most people are depressing except for Tara, to be honest. And I still don't like her. Um, yeah, Stella said that she doesn't want to be a bitch. So she codepends on Sky because she accidentally blinded her friend Ricky. But the mom was like, "No, you can't tell people that because you can't be seen as something weak." So they spread out this rumor where she purposely did it, even though she really didn't, because she's not allowed to, show weaknesses. Let's see what other nonsense I remember watching from this movie or whatever. Beatrix, tells Bloom about the truth of what's happening, that's going on. Is just a lot of nonsense, to be honest. She tells her about where they were born, how the burned ones was, how Rosalind and the other fairies or whatever, destroyed the city, and then they didn't tell the fairies that were destroying the city that really there were blood witches in there or whatever along with the burned ones. So it just comes off with this whole complicated nonsense too. Uh, let's see. Beatrice wants to release Rosalind, the former headmistress of Hafia. Rosalind wants to, wants control over Althea and um, I guess use Bloom's power for some reason. Who knows? I don't know. Uh, yeah, I mean, basically everybody. It really wasn't much to do with 6 episodes. So basically, after all of that nonsense of Bloom releasing Beatrix, then she goes and release Rosalind. Rosalind let the burn ones into the school. They lead the burn ones out away from the school and whatever. Bloom taps into her true power and sprout flaming wings, destroy the burn ones. Then they go and rest, and then Sylvia tells Sky the truth about what happened to his father. Um, Bloom and the girls go to Bloom's home where she tells them the truth about everything or whatever, but they still accept her, stuff like that. Of course, they was gonna still accept her because that's their daughter. They don't know about another daughter or whatever, stuff like that. So it's like, how do you, tell somebody, hey, your real daughter died, and so I was replaced to, make up for that daughter that you lost. Oh, okay, sure, let's go with that. And then Aisha, she was kind of like, the proper student that didn't really want to do much or whatever. She wanted to be friends with Bloom and also keep Bloom safe or whatever. It was just kind of like, okay, why is the black girl being the most responsible one here again? You know what I'm saying? Basically really nothing much really happened, besides Rosalind getting released and, turning the queen of Solaria against Flora. I mean, Downing and the rest of the other people that was there that day when they killed the town or whatever. Sky's dad really been alive for the past 16 years. He's been secretly raising Beatrix. And then Dowling gets killed by Rosalind for reasons, and then Rosalind takes over the school. And the show really ends after that, after the girls, get back to college, and I'm just like, God, what is this garbage? Like, seriously, what is this garbage? If you really wanted to do a dark and gritty reboot of a show about girls that had magical powers, you had The Witch. If anybody remember The Witch, Witch literally had these girls, in high school, find out that they have fairy powers, or whatever, but their acronyms, each of their names, spell out witch. So they create the team, the witch or whatever, space, and they need Will, who's the main character, the girl, to use the God. It's been so long. The little necklace to access all of their powers or whatever, so they can go to the other world and defeat the evil bad or whatever. And it's really dark and it's really mature or whatever. And that was a cartoon show. If you really wanted to go somewhere with that, you should have did something with the witch instead of the Winx Club. You can be mature with the Winx Club, but not retarded Riverdale CW nonsense. I think when people say mature, they mean like, hey, the characters don't need to de-age. They're out of college. Let them be teachers. Let them take on more darker storylines, but not where the whole show has to be dark and gritty and rebooted. Because this show is literally garbage, to be honest. It's not bad, but it's just like, eh. I mean, to be honest, the show should just been called Bloom. It was really mostly about her more so than anybody else. It just wasn't good. It really wasn't all that great, especially if you're a person who watched the Winx Club and you're just sitting there like, what am I watching? Because I mean, basically, it felt like a waste of time. It really did feel like a waste of time. 6 episodes, and you're just like, you could have just probably made this a quick movie and called it a day. To be honest, because what am I getting from this? Nothing really. It's just like, you skipped out on the magic, you skipped out on the fairies, you skipped out on the witches, you skipped out on the specialists, you skipped out on Valtor. So what you want? What you want? There's not even no transformations or anything. So why even make the show then? You know? But oh, okay, Netflix, whatever, sure. It just wasn't interesting enough to be like, yeah, this is great. Like I said, if you do watch it and you're not familiar with the Winx Club, you're probably like, oh, okay, whatever, cool. But if you're a fan of the Winx Club, or if you know of the Winx Club, I wouldn't suggest you to watch it, because then you're just gonna be like, what the fuck is this? And that's basically what I was saying when I was watching. I'm like, what is this? But yeah, that was it. Tell me what you guys think about Fate, the Winx Club saga. If you watch it, plan on watching it or whatever, and tell me in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.